following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Help the D make strides against breast cancer by donating to our Real Men Wear Pink page, maine.acsevents.org/Utica. It's important for us as a whole to help raise awareness, education, and do our part to help fight this horrible disease. The Disruption team will be raising funds at upcoming events and all our daily programming. Please support our cause by donating a few dollars to our Real Men Wear Pink page. To learn more, visit maine.acsevents.org/Utica or follow the donation link on our Facebook page. Help the D, save the bees, and put an end to breast cancer.
Thank you for your service, you're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely's, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Kloos, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show, we do this for the love and show it locally, this is what a wrestling podcast supposed to be. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat. Do you hate Roman Reigns?
You better not hate Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you can't know.
You better not. You better not. What's up, everybody?
I actually want him to cut it before that. I was trying to tell him. He's like, no, you can't.
Nope.
No, the mics are live. The mics are live.
Had to leave it. But yeah, welcome to Wrestle Fandom Radio on DisruptionNetwork.net. We appreciate you checking it out. We have a special guest tonight. Our friend Tuna's in the studio. Thank you for coming.
Yay!
All the way from
Thanks for having me.
LA. Thank you. We know you're here.
All the way from LA.
We know you're from Rome and visiting family, but we appreciate you taking time to come here.
Of course.
And,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get into everything that has to do with you and wrestling, but we've got to talk about the Roman Reigns thing for at least a couple of minutes. Don't get sad. Don't get sad on me.
Oh, dude.
I already cried about it.
I'm already sad.
I'm very sad.
I am very sad.
I was not. I mean, I literally just sat there.
I heard he had an injury, and then I was like, no way. And then he came out in street clothes, so I was like, he's going to give up the belt. I thought he was going to be like, hey, been wrestling hurt for a while. Nope, it was cancer. Didn't even know he had it before.
Yeah,
sucks a big fucking fat.
No, I thought he did know he had it before because I thought it said something about.
I didn't know.
Oh, word.
I don't think anybody knew. I've
never heard about that either.
That he battled leukemia.
Yeah, he
never
spoke up on it, so you never knew he had it. I mean, which is really cool. But
it's terrible that he has cancer, and it's.
Yeah.
And it's also terrible that there's a bunch of smarks rejoicing right now, and that really makes me mad.
I'll punch those people in the face in real life.
Are there really people?
Well,
there's still a few out there.
Really?
Most people change their tune about it.
Right. But there's still them out there.
They don't want to be that asshole.
They're the assholes that are behind the computer screen just typing shit.
If you don't know me and you say something like, good, I hope he dies, I'll punch you in the face in real life. So I'm just saying.
IRL.
That's
straight up.
But that's crazy.
I
can't believe I was straight up shocked. That I mean, anybody, especially like
dude, nobody's worked harder than him.
The big guy.
Well, that's the thing.
The biggest guy in the company at the moment, like he's the top guy, and then all of a sudden it's just like what?
Well, every reason that they have to talk shit about him, it's like, okay, well, suffering succotash, dude. That was fucking like 2015. Cut him some slack. That was 3 years ago. At least he fucking had the balls. Well, at least he had the balls to try something anyway.
Right.
Well, I mean, maybe if they're
scripted now, so it's been for a long time.
I don't know who the fuck would script suffering succotash though. That just
it's classic. I mean, you hire people who never were involved with wrestling prior.
I guess, but why would the Looney Tunes line just pop into your head? That just that doesn't make any sense to me.
They were super PG at the time, and that's a PG. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it's common sense of where. Yeah. Of course they're gonna. I mean, you're like, oh, how corny can they get? They showed you.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, sucks. But I mean, if it was any wrestler, it would be heartbreaking.
Wow.
So.
But.
Now everybody's a Roman Reigns fan, so we always liked Roman.
I mean, I think everyone was a Roman Reigns fan.
Closet Roman Reigns.
Yeah, didn't feel like they were allowed to be because it wasn't cool.
Well, he's never
you go to an event and you're a little pipsqueak. Your wife wants to fuck the dude. Your kid looks up to him. I mean, of course you're gonna hate him. So. But in all reality, is like everybody now that was like die Roman die. Whether it's the character or not, they're all feeling bad, which they should.
And can anybody
that's good because that shows that they're human,
right? And can anybody name the last time he had a bad match? Because I sure as fuck can't. He always has good matches.
Yeah, I mean,
puts on big.
I'm not saying he's
I mean, he's not always right.
He's a good wrestler. I mean,
oh yeah,
he has good matches. I've seen him live. His house show is even better. So
yeah, and we've always said it. And I didn't hear this during the announcement, but Stu just posted on our thing here. It says someone screamed, "You still suck," when he was doing his announcement.
Oh, sure.
Really?
Knock that dude right out. I mean, and I'm not a violent person,
They're scumbags.
But I would have
Who cares,
knocked
you know?
that dude
I mean,
right out.
That's people,
Thanks for letting us know,
knowing they
sir.
can get away with it. You know, they're not going to do that to those guys' faces. You know what I mean?
Oh no, there's no way they would.
So.
And Hillary Young says you rule.
Oh, hi, Hillary. Yay.
So, all right. Well, enough about that sad stuff. I hope he comes back. I can't wait for him to come back in like a big way.
He's
Just,
gonna
like,
beat the shit out of cancer.
Yeah, like I want to see like somebody is like all big, like oh, and all of a sudden he just comes out of the back and spear tackles someone and he's back.
It's funny
Like-
because I was watching a Wrestling with Regret video, and he was actually saying how when he comes back, it's gonna be if he comes back, hopefully he's gonna come back, but it'll be
I really
bigger.
hope he does.
It'll be bigger than when Triple H returned from his quad.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be way
bigger.
It has
Probably
to
gonna
be.
way
gone,
bigger.
They said for
Cancer.
2 to 3 years
It's
because
cancer.
of leukemia treatment takes that long.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got to go through some fucked up shit
It
to
ain't
try
gonna
and
be
get that
like
out of his
6
body.
months, you know.
Yeah.
What does that treatment entail? Like how?
well, not-
I know
chemo, I know.
Chemo.
Yeah,
But,
But,
like,
hopefully
I
a
should
lot-
ask. I'm not
it's a
100%.
3-step process. It takes like 8 months to a year for each part or something like that.
Well, hopefully a lot of marijuana will be involved. as well.
Hopefully,
That's-
anything, that helps. You know, I mean,
That sucks. It's
I mean,
just-
on the positive, I'm sure he's getting all the best care and the best treatment.
sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You know.
So if he beat it before, if he beat it when he had nothing,
Exactly.
I'm sure he's gonna beat it.
And they always got to get like physicals and shit, so I'm sure they probably caught it pretty early.
Yeah,
you know.
probably. I mean,
The first signs are like swollen lymph nodes too.
You
So
know.
I mean, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's had cancer prior gets blood work every few months. You know, average
oh,
person
yeah.
gets it 1 to 2 years. So
yeah. My
if
sister,
if you go to the doctor, you know what I mean.
yeah, my sister had lymphoma,
Yeah.
and she's now like been officially like designated cured.
Yeah.
Because so she just I can't remember if she said she has to go for scans like every I forgot it used to be like every like few months she'd go for scans. Now I think it's even longer. So
Oh, that
That's
ain't
awesome.
bad.
so you know
Hell yeah.
so
Yeah, who wants to have to keep going back and getting all these tests done?
Yeah.
On them? Like it sucks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
But
Fucking
yeah.
drains you of
cancer's an
everything.
asshole. It's all
But
over my
I'm
family.
sure
My
they're still
mother-in-law
doing
has it, my
Crown
aunt
Jewel,
has it.
you
It's
know.
ridiculous. My sister had it. It's a I hate cancer. I do.
Yeah.
It's a
I think almost
if I-
everybody's
if
been
I,
affected
if I
by
could
it.
be
you know.
if I could beat it up, I would.
Well, I mean, not to get all conspiratorial, but I mean, there's no money in a cure, so I mean,
No, there's not.
you know.
But we could get into that all day.
right? Oh,
This is a-
absolutely.
This is a
Let's not get into
wrestling
that.
show, and we have a guest. So
Wait, is the government not on our side?
Yeah, I mean,
Wait.
You know, they got cars that run
I
on
don't think
water,
anybody
man.
here needs to even get into that because I think we all kind of know the deal. You know.
yeah, everyone knows what's going on. So but all right, Tuna, what's going on? How's it going?
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course.
We love having
Guests
wrestlers
on the
here,
show.
So let's get down to it. So you're from Rome,
Yep.
and so in your training out in LA, or you live out in LA now?
Yep, I
so
live
when
in
did
LA.
you go there?
I went there in 2006.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I first started training at Knox Pro, Rikishi, and Black Pearl's wrestling school
That's awesome.
in 2014. They're, speaking of Roman Reigns, they are his cousins. They're part of the Samoan dynasty, so long lineage.
So you
wrestling
started when
history.
you were what, 25, 26?
26, yeah.
26?
Yeah, which is kind of late to get into it, but
Yeah, well, that's what they say. But I mean,
Well,
it's-
DDP did it in his 30s.
yeah, like 37.
And
Yeah.
Late than
I
never.
also like the age argument. I hate so much because it's just kind of like, if you can convince that person they're too old, that's one less person I have that's my competition. Like, that's such a bullshit
It's just
thing.
trying to pigeonhole you into a category of like,
Yeah.
if you could do it, you could do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Who cares about your age if you're good?
And I feel like
You know,
the older you
believable.
get, the less of like a shithead you are. Like, you're more responsible. You have more
Yeah.
life experience.
Yeah.
You're less likely to like go out
Well,
raging
26
all
is
night.
still young
like,
in life. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're still just
So-
coming into your own at that age.
Yeah. But like, I mean, as much as I wish I got into it when I was like 18, like starting
Yeah.
to train.
So, but you were already out there.
Yeah.
That's a big move to go from a small city to a major city. What
Yeah.
What were you pursuing? College, music, or what?
Yeah,
what were you-
I first moved out there. I went to art school.
Oh, cool.
I went to study animation.
Oh, nice.
And then after 2 years, the money ran out. Couldn't get approved for a loan because I didn't have any co-signers. Yada yada yada. I just stayed out there doing creative things. Started a band. I do
What's your band's name?
Dog Teeth.
Dog Teeth. Okay.
What kind of music?
It's hardcore.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
What do you do? Sing? Do you
Yeah,
play?
I yell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't sing.
That's what I tell people too.
Do you play any
Yeah.
instruments?
I don't. I mean, I can I wouldn't even say
Who's
I
got
can
time
play
for that
bass,
when you're a
but-
wrestler, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of hats.
And
it's always
so
about the hustle.
in the past few years, 4 years or so, I mean, where have you mainly wrestled in the LA area or all over?
Yeah, no, in California. So Knox Pro's wrestlers are all exclusive to Knox Pro.
Yeah.
So I, have just been with Knox Pro, and very, very recently, they've been like letting me kind of like, test the waters a little bit, just because they're like, we see you're getting antsy, like go see what's out there, kind of thing. But I'm still very much under their umbrella and their learning tree. And it's really awesome, and they're always right about everything. Like,
are you more of a grounded wrestler or an aerial wrestler?
Oh, God, no, I can't jump.
No. Are you? Because I'm not gonna lie. I'm just becoming familiar with you. They told me about you.
Yeah, no. I'm sure. What
would you say is your style in the ring?
I mean, I do a lot of strikes.
Yeah.
Generally, I'm a heel when I wrestle.
Okay. Sweet.
So, yeah, I mean, I do.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really, go up to the top rope ever.
Yeah.
I'm not a high flyer.
Yeah. You're kind of a classic vicious heel.
Yeah.
You're an opportunist in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
You have a finisher?
Right now, my finisher is the spinning forearm.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you're a hardcore brawler.
Pretty much.
That's pretty dope. That's good. And you said you were trained by Rikishi and Black Pearl?
Yep.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of the whole Samoan dynasty and all that. Real big fan of that lineage, So,
hell yeah.
That's really cool, And but what a terrible coincidence his relative, came down with an illness. But, I mean, I'm sure they're pulling for him hardcore out there.
Oh, they have.
When are you going to wrestle with Knox Pro again?
We're currently working on. I don't know that it's announced yet, so I'm not sure that I should say it. But we have something
in the works.
Well, we do once a year. I know I can say this. We have a Wrestle Fair that we've been doing once a year, and we're trying to get it to happen more often. That's going to happen in, I believe, March, maybe February.
So WrestleMania season, huh?
Yeah, right
about around there.
Yep, and the idea is really cool. It's kind of like the total fan experience. So it's kind of like like the WrestleCon aspect, where you have a bunch of wrestlers there that are like doing signings and meetings and greetings, and then there'll be like a ring that just the fans can come in and cut promos and talk trash to like whatever wrestlers that are there that they want to. And then there's a big huge super show at the end of the night that kind of like cherry picks people that are there, and then the Knox Pro people, and they'll bring people in
like an all-day event festival.
Yeah.
I love that. Whether it's wrestling or music or whatever, it's always an excuse to drink all day.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool because like the fans kind of get to see the wrestlers a little bit more humanized, but they also get to see how many hats we actually have to wear behind the scenes. Because like,
do you like the reality era of wrestling? I mean, do you like how it's kind of like where they break the kayfabe thing and
I mean, I don't have a
they're
choice.
on social media.
I don't have a choice. I love wrestling,
right.
And that's what it is now.
Of course, we all love wrestling no matter what. But I mean, are you more of a fan of like more of the old school, mentality?
I mean, that would be so awesome if we could all keep like true kayfabe now.
What did you grow up on? I mean, you're from the East Coast. Did you grow up on WWE? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had an uncle who was super into wrestling, so like ever since I can remember.
Oh sweet.
I've always been watching it, and it's kind of funny because my favorites. I mean, I had everyone has a handful of favorites, but like when I was like a child, like 5, 6, my absolute favorites was Luna Vachon and Yokozuna. And I, fast forward, I start training. And when I first started, Gangrel, who was married to Luna in real life.
Gangrel's Asylum. He's got a school.
Yeah, he moved to Florida and he just opened up his own school. But when I first started at Knox Pro, he was one of the trainers. And then, Yokozuna is Rikishi's uncle and, Uncle Rodney. So,
like that, right?
So it's just like so like full circle that I was like, those are my two
really
favorites.
Cool.
Like I used to talk like Luna in kindergarten.
It sucks that they're both not here anymore, but they were really dope.
But yeah.
And it's funny because, Gangrel used to date Luna, right?
Yeah, they were married.
Yeah, they were married,
right? Yeah. She was crazy when she shaved the side of her head and did that makeup to look like
I wanted to shave the sides of my head so bad my mom wouldn't let me. I'm like, please, but she would always tease my hair.
Maybe you could somewhere down the line. I don't know. It's in now, right?
Yeah.
Do it now.
All I'm saying is Tuna Vachon.
There you go. Yeah.
Seriously? Perfect right there.
Seriously.
Maybe someday in the WWE or somewhere. You know, I think they'd love to do that.
Perfect.
I'm her long lost child. She gave up for adoption so she could pursue wrestling, and now I'm back with a vengeance.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect.
I've already come up with the story, guys.
Pitch it. It's perfect.
So that's, I mean, you were a big fan, but is there any female wrestlers that you modeled your style in the ring after, or, you know?
I mean, you kind of, I don't know. I feel like, you know, once I started training that.
Tried to do your own thing more?
No, you kind of just watch everyone, and and, you know, it's like essentially all the same moves. You just got to put your own spice on it, you know, or flavor on it. Yeah. So maybe, like, you know, without realizing it, I'm just totally ripping off someone's whole moveset. I don't know.
Maybe,
but,
right? Well, it's like Triple H. He's a combination of, like, Harley Race and Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Like, if you watch just for example.
Yeah.
But he does his own little thing with it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, cool, you know? And who's going to know that's a, you know, younger fan? But I mean, it's not like he's ripping them off.
Exactly.
If anything, he's paying homage when he does it.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, he makes them his own, too.
Does
like,
the high knee or something, you know?
Yeah.
But but
I mean, I don't know. I just like really strong women wrestlers. So like China, I loved.
Okay.
You know, and obviously Luna. Yeah. You know, just like very.
Were you
powerful.
a Bull Nakano fan?
Oh yeah, I didn't get into her until later though.
I like her. Yeah.
I didn't know of her at the time. Yeah. Even though I completely remember Alundra Blaze like clear as day, but I don't.
You're not into the Bellas? I'm just kidding.
Hey man, they work real hard.
What do you think of the Women's Evolution pay-per-view?
I'm really excited for it. I don't know what to expect. I
don't know if it's OCD, but I can't stand the fact it's called Evolution when they had a famous wrestling group that was Evolution. But it is an evolution of, you know, breakthrough of women's wrestling, because, you know, they say who paved the way or whatever, but I hate to say it, but who really started the women's revolution to me is Paige, because when she came in, they were still doing the divas thing.
Oh yeah.
Most of the chicks couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
And then she came in doing wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, with her hardcore, you know, British style, and it was like cool. You know what I mean? Got some moves in there. And then after that, I think it was like, you know, more of the women that were breaking in were like, hey, I really want this. I'm not just doing this to get into, to use it as a stepping stone to be a model or actress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's really cool. And I enjoy the female matches now, you know, and I'm totally for the pay-per-view. I'm going to watch it, you know. Any predictions? You think who you think's going to win, Rousey or Bella? Nikki Bella. If you care. If you don't, it's okay, because a lot of people don't.
It's a podcast, so you can't see me kind of glaring. But
we're film.
So they can't see all my.
Yeah.
I better be careful then. No, I think Ronda's gonna win.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a Ronda
but
fan.
I also feel like everybody thinks that, so wouldn't be surprised if they had her lose. You know, and they did an interference or something and did like the twin magic.
But it'd have to be like somebody other than Brie Bella. It'd have to be like her next, like, you know, feud that's believable. You know, maybe Nia Jax turns heel and fucks her out of it. You know, somebody that she could really get into it with that could stand a chance.
I mean, I feel like with the whole Total Divas thing, it would like Natalya would be.
Natalia,
I was
awesome.
I was literally trying to think of her name.
I'm a Bret Hart.
Why can't I think of her name?
My favorite ever is Bret Hart.
I used to love him as a kid too.
I always want Natalya to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's also a great wrestler.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that would be, you know, because they're
she's trained half of them that are on the roster now.
Yeah.
For, you know, Raw and SmackDown.
Like, back when you were saying like none of the chicks, there was like 4 women in WWE who could like wrestle.
But I'm just saying, back in that Divas era,
that was it. Yeah, the Divas era was
terrible.
It was awesome. It was awful.
I mean, botched moves, injuries. Like, it was like these. I don't even feel like these people should be.
Well, I mean, do you guys remember the Diva Search back in the day?
Yeah,
how terrible that was.
It was like any other model pageant type thing. You know, it's kind of just.
Yeah.
Hot women, but they can't wrestle.
Sell me ice cream. Flirt with Kamala. You know, all the things that female wrestlers do.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, but it's good to see like women going out and like kicking the absolute crap.
Oh.
I just think that like
out of each, out of each other, and not just because they're women, but like they're wrestling like the men wrestle. Like I remember, there's a couple.
They're wrestling like wrestlers because that's what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not.
It's not like the men.
Like
it's like
powder
wrestlers.
puffy, or
thank you for
where it was for a while.
No, they're wrestlers, and it's good to see.
Well, if you
wrestlers and not the crap that was going on.
Well, if you looked at the old school
stuff.
era, they were almost rougher than the men. I mean, Sherry Martel in AWA was throwing fucking haymakers. I mean, and nice elbows to the jaw and all that, Right, and her story when she was telling it, when she broke in and was trained by a man, I can't remember which guy, but they were really kind of almost taking liberties with her and really,
oh yeah,
hitting her, and it's like see if she could take it.
Yeah.
Well, with the stories
if you
that have
complain, then you're out.
Well, look at Ivory. Ivory's going to be at that pay-per-view. She was in Glow.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Part of women's wrestling in the 80s.
Yep. Well, look at back in the day with people like Fabulous Moolah. You know what I'm saying? Like she a lot of stories that are coming out that she wasn't the greatest of people. So I imagine she took a lot of liberties in the ring with all the people that she trained and shit too.
Well, I think a lot of people back then at the top kind of protected their spot. And I hate talking it like that because I'm not in that business. I'm just a fan. But it's so exposed now of the the inner workings from shoot interviews and documentary that you kind of have to talk about it because about it.
Right.
People want to hear about it.
Right, right.
But, I mean, it's pretty political, when it comes to the work environment, I'm sure, you don't want to talk about that type of stuff, but I mean, I'm sure you've been in a predicament where you're new and someone's, like keeping you under their thumb, like,
Yeah.
You're only going to go so far. You almost got to like prove yourself and then some.
Yeah. I mean, almost like the number one rule when you first enter is like eyes open, ears open, mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like listen.
Absolutely.
Figure it out. I mean, yes, there are times when you have to stand up for yourself, but
it's not like a regular 9-to-5 job where you're a regular worker trying to act like a manager. Like when you're not a manager, you're not a fucking manager. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, and there's also like there really isn't a point where you're like, okay, I'm good, I know everything. Like never.
You're always
learning.
You're
constantly learning from everybody. You know.
That's dope. I mean, that's really cool. I think that's the cool part about it, that you're always learning and you could always kind of hone your craft more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So you said you started in 2014. So you were already living out there. How did you decide that you were then going to get into wrestling, and how did you approach it? How did it happen? You know what I mean? Like, what were the steps you took to get into school and stuff like the wrestling school and stuff like that?
I mean, ever since I was a kid, I was always like, I want to be a wrestler. I want to be a wrestler. But then it kind of like, especially in the Attitude Era, it was just hot ass babes, and I'm like, that's not me. I can't do that.
Attitude Era, to be honest,
I love it.
Ruthless
it's great,
aggression.
but like,
we all have different favorite eras.
Yeah,
Attitude was mine.
Yeah,
Ruthless aggression was
I
the
liked
best.
it at the time because I was an asshole teenager and I was into the whole in your face.
Yeah,
but looking back in hindsight, it was like, if it wasn't for like The Rock and Stone Cold and Foley and a few other people, that it would have been complete trash, because a majority of the card where it was like maybe some people made up for their lack of wrestling ability with their entertainment, which is a part of the whole thing, but it's like it's always more about the in-ring product for me. As the type of fan that I am.
Yeah.
So it's like, a lot of it wasn't that good.
It is a TV
WCW
product,
had better matches.
Though. Yeah.
But the guys that were on top were really awesome.
Yeah.
They're legendary characters. I mean, you can go back and watch any of that stuff,
Yeah, I just, during that time I remember watching it and being like, but I always loved Chyna. And then I liked Trish, but I was just like, but she's another hot girl too. But like, I would always watch her matches because they were great matches, and Lita I loved, obviously.
Yeah, I was about to say, being a hardcore fan,
Yeah.
And Lita's wrestling though, Lita's like,
well,
she
so
was always
Trish,
a fan.
Though. Like Trish had really good matches, but like
She
I was
did.
like skeptical because I'm like, oh, but she's just a hot girl.
Because of her fandom, or did she get into it to use that? I think it was one of those things where she got into it just trying to use it as a stepping stone, but then got good at it and learned to love it. And
which I don't think there's anything wrong with it, as long as you're not disrespectful, you work hard, and you make it better. And she did. Like, she did enrich women's wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, she did.
So like, I can't hate on that.
Is she still trying to keep her hand in it?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, honestly, they
just
probably
talking
asked her to come back, but yeah.
We were just talking about Brock Lesnar. When he first came in years ago, he was new, and he didn't give a shit about wrestling, you know. But he had good matches. You know, granted, he had good guys to lead, you know, but he had great matches, you know, almost in my opinion, better than the newer stuff. And it's like, hey, you know, he might not have been a lifelong fan or really had a love for it, but he was good at what he did. You know what I mean? And you can go back and watch those matches.
Yeah, but that argument would be more valid if he didn't come back to wrestling. Ever since he's come back, like, there's been a lot of lazy work, and it's like, get the fuck off my TV
He just
screen,
wants that
dude.
paper.
Like, right, exactly. You could tell, too. I mean, when he's happier that he's working a 30-second match than working a 30-minute main event, you know? Which, I mean, I get, you know, 30 seconds of work for, like, millions of dollars. You know, I get that, but still.
It's like good for him, but not
We
for
can't
me
stand
as a
Brock
fan.
Lesnar.
That's totally fine.
We just don't like him. So you were saying, so then how was the...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's
totally
fine.
sidetracked.
We go off on tangents.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're terrible.
You're like the train conductor. You keep it on the tracks.
it's
and we're
how-
like, yeah.
It's how we operate.
You
It's
can talk
honestly
about
how
whatever
we
you want
operate.
here. We don't do the typical, well, we got to cover this shit from this
Yeah.
week, because that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about, like, random shit, whatever era.
Theory,
Yeah.
favorites, different
anything
stuff like
you
that.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, fast forward, and I was like, I want to be a wrestler. And I was like, but realistically, that could never happen because look at who is on TV, and that would never be me. Also, didn't have a huge knowledge of the indie scene at all. So, like, maybe if I knew about that at a young age, I'd be like, oh, I could totally do that stuff. Kind of like, you know, starting a band. Like when you're young, you're like, you could never do that. I could never be on MTV. But then you're like, wait, look at all these punk and hardcore shows. I could totally do that. And you know,
absolutely,
you like find your place. So I was always into it. I kind of like kept a foot into it. Kind of, you know, when I was like in college and my early 20s, I kind of fell out of it a little, like in the 2000s. And then I got drawn back to it. You know, the CM Punk, like there's an episode where he was in the ring with a Cro-Mag shirt, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, that's so sick.
He was. I'm a CM Punk fan. His in-ring work, you know.
Yeah.
And so, so then a roommate at the time, he had gotten me tickets to a house show, and I hadn't like been to a live wrestling show in probably like, you know, 8 to 10 years, something like that. And I just remember like watching, maybe a little bit less than that. But anyways, I remember watching the women's match, and it was like a maybe 3 to 4 minute battle royal, all the girls in there. And I was like, man, I could fucking do that. Like this is so bad. And like it like really, you know, especially coming from a punk background, like when you love something, like you want to make sure that it stays awesome. Like you don't want it to be like this was so cool and then it is now this, and it's like you know. And I'm not even being like, oh, those women were terrible. Like it's not their fault. It's not their product. You know, like sure,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, it's just like they weren't valued as they were the eye candy, and that's how they were booked, and that's how they were presented. And
it's almost like music. You know, you have your mainstream commercial shit that's really, you know, watered down and almost like just, you know, real fly-by-night shit. Yeah. When the good stuff is at the bottom, you know what I mean? As far as like notoriety and, you know, financially, you know.
And so then after that, I was like, I really do think I could do that. Like, they really didn't do much, and I feel like I could like have a character or whatever, you know? So I looked into it, and I kind of debated it for like a year and a half. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it, you know? And, I was listening to Stone Cold's podcast, and he has like, oh, you know, email me with questions or whatever. And I emailed him, and I was like, I really want to start wrestling. Do you have any recommendations for wrestling schools or how to go about it? And he emailed me back, and he's like, all I can say is work hard. There's a lot of hacks out there, so make sure who's training you is legit. Yep. You know, and you know, don't stop working.
Oh, you hear some stories, you know.
So like, I got that email back. I'm like, holy shit, he's a real person. Like, like you know,
Stone Cold's messaged me, man.
And like, and
maybe
that's crazy.
his assistant did. No, I'm kidding.
It sounded like him. He like wrote like "Catch You Down the Road" or something to like
give me a
out.
hell yeah.
But yeah, so he that was really awesome. So that kind of like lit the fire under my ass, and like it was down to 2 schools, and I was emailing back and forth with Black Pearl about Knox Pro. And he's like, come in. And I like go in, and it's like, it was like this warehouse in Sun Valley. And it's just like, It was open ring day, so there wasn't like a ton of students there that day, and it was just like Rikishi and Gangrel standing in the ring training really students. Dope, yeah. Like it wasn't like they put their face on the flyer and come once or twice a month, maybe. Like no, they're in the ring with you.
That's really dope. Yeah. I heard like when Shawn Michaels had a school years ago, half the time he wasn't there.
Really?
Or more. Like it's like, well, we didn't actually get trained by Shawn.
Yeah, they say. I read Daniel Bryan's autobiography, and it was something about like Shawn wasn't there that much. But he did get in the ring at some points, and apparently his mom would like get all worried and shit like that. But
yeah, so then I just got some money together and started going, and it was really hard at first.
Sure.
It's still really hard.
Did you want to give up like a lot of them say? They were like, oh, almost quit. Or...
I didn't. I just constantly thought things were broken on me. Like, I remember the first day that I was there, because obviously they test you to be like, oh, is this a like fangirl that just like wants to like meet famous wrestlers, or is she serious about this? And like everyone kind of like, steps back and is like questions how serious you are about it, because you are a liability. Like when you're in there and if you're working with someone, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You could end their career.
Right.
You could end their chances. So like, people are going to test you. But I remember my first day, all they had me do was learn how to slap the mat when you bump. Not even how to bump, just slap the mat and tuck your head when you bump. And I did that for almost 3 hours straight. Like I did the warm-ups with like, the squats, the push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. And then everyone else continued their in-ring training. And I was on the outside just slapping the mats. I had bruises from my wrist all the way up to like halfway up my arm on both arms. And just in my neck. So the next day I couldn't move my neck. And I was like, really? I don't know if I broke my neck. I don't know what's going on. Like I had to like turn my whole body to look like I could not move it. And I was like, oh, I guess I've just never used those neck muscles ever. Right. And 2 hours of like essentially like
it's
saying
almost like you're breaking in your body for
Oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like the squats, everything was just like, shock to the body, but
exhilarating.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's they say wrestling training is like, boot camp or something,
It really is.
It's almost like more rough than, playing a professional sport, so.
Well, there's no off season.
Yeah, that too, which that, that's pretty crazy, I mean, you're really putting your body on the line a lot, for something that's, a work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I'm sure you wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure once you get the hang of it, it's probably like a real adrenaline rush, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you're doing it.
That's absolutely.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, when you're about to perform in any capacity, in front of a live crowd, it's like, you know what I mean? You get that. It's almost like a drug you get addicted to, they say, so.
Well, it's funny because I just wrestled this past Saturday in Syracuse, actually, at a promotion called Wild Zero, and... Okay. Right before I went out, I just like, I feel so sick and I feel like I'm going to puke and like, why do I do this to myself? I hate this. And then you go out the curtains and it's just like, yeah.
Was that because you were just beat up from the schedule or you were having like jitters?
No, I just like every time right before you just get like the nerves like, oh man, what if, oh God, I hope I don't I hope I don't hurt myself. I hope I don't hurt my opponent. I hope, I hope everything goes good. I hope the crowd's hot. I hope this, I hope that. And like, it's just like little like.
My shit's like subconscious, but I mean, I'm not getting the shit kicked out of me either. But like every time I have to go do a show, it's like I never feel good. You know what I mean? Like I always wake up feeling like shit. Even if I took care of myself and didn't drink or, I'm like, oh, my stomach hurts, my head hurts, or I'm tired, and it's like, it's got to be all in my head.
It's also conscious.
Yeah, dude. Because there's only two schools of thought on it. And there might be more than that.
But I mean, I'm not like, it's weird because like overall I'm not freaking out about it.
Right.
This is my first barbecue, but it's like, it always happens, 9 times out of 10, Why?
See, I'm the exact opposite way. I'm more excited and ready. I'm not like anxious, like, oh fuck, man, this is gonna happen. Like I'm more like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah. I mean,
I lean more towards that because I'm like right before we go on, like I won't even think. The thing is, I won't even think about it. I'll block it out.
Yeah.
But like, oh, it's 8. Oh, it's 7:56. We go on at 8. All right.
That's how I am when I play shows.
And I just chill.
But wrestling is a different beast.
Oh, yeah.
I get like a
wrestling, I'd be like,
it's more physical.
But then I'm there, and everyone's looking at me because I'm.
And then you get pumped.
Yeah, because like, I'm one of the vocalists, so like I'm up there. So like most people look at the vote, So and I'm like, no, but all eyes on me. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
regardless of the pain of taking bumps, I mean, when you first start out wrestling, I mean, are you like dizzy a lot from like getting scoop slammed or suplexed or backdropped? Like, I mean,
I've never even thought about that before,
That's a good question.
dude.
I was really used to that.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially like when you first learn how to bump, you're not always gonna bump right.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna smash your head a bunch and like that
Even
sucks.
if I'm saying if you don't smash your head, I mean, you're literally like
flipping around,
flipping upside down.
You're right.
Yeah.
I've done that, fucking around with friends or, or flying over the fucking handlebars of a bike, but it's always like, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, do you ever get used to that?
Like,
oh yeah, you don't.
Okay, all
like
right.
when you know how to bump right and you know how to work, like you're good.
Okay, all right.
You like, obviously you're gonna get,
yeah,
you can get hurt and you can land wrong and like that'll suck or whatever. But like once you know how to bump, like you can take any bump. I still get psyched out and Kishi always yells at me for this, but like I can't bump off maybe I shouldn't say this and reveal my flaws, but it's hard for me to bump off like the second or the top rope.
The second? I'm kidding.
Because it's a mind, like it's all in your mind. It's the same bump. Like I've taken bumps where people flip me up and throw me, which is taller than the top rope. So like technically I'm taking bumps that are higher than the top rope. But when I'm on the top rope, I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. And he's like, it's the same bump. Use your fundamentals. And I'm like, but it's all the way up here. You know, it's just like a mind.
Are you afraid of heights?
No. But I am if I'm throwing it back.
I get
not really. I did dance and like I did jazz and like I was active, but I wasn't like a jock at all. I wasn't like.
I definitely get what she means though from skateboarding too, though, because there'll be a time where like I'm trying to ollie down like a set of stairs or something, and like I know I got it, but at the same time, I'm still kicking out every time. I'm still kicking my board out, whether it's subconscious or not, because it's still just
it?
Yeah, it's still that fear. Like, is one foot gonna land on? I'm gonna do a split. Is my board gonna break and I'm gonna bust my ass? Am I gonna hit my head? Is this gonna happen? That gonna happen? And you just like once you second guess yourself, that's when you're screwed. You just have to literally like Jeff Hardy, not think about it and go.
Well, I don't know if I'd use him as an example.
No, he's literally like
he gets hurt though a lot,
No, he's really never been hurt. He broke his leg.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, he's hurt. He broke his leg like dirt biking, and like he's reportedly injured now.
Out on stretcher, then, right?
Well, but like what Randy Orton when he jumped off the stage or whatever. Yeah, that was a work.
Well, I seen.
Let me take out his medical records.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm assuming it is.
He did some shit one time. He swan dived off a ladder onto a ladder that was across the railing in the ring.
Oh, he's done that a bunch of times.
And the dude, he misses, but dude, it was really stiff. Like, wow.
No, but what I've heard from like interviews with Matt and stuff is like he's never really been injured. When he did get injured, it was dirt biking. It wasn't even wrestling.
Well, that's right, because both of them been injured.
Not like a real. You're talking about not like a real injury.
Right. Oh yeah, of course he's been hurt and shit. But he
a Jeff Hardy mark over here.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I would never fucking do the shit he does. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, but no, he's never had like a serious like I broke my back or I broke this or ruptured this.
They do that motocross shit.
Yeah.
They've both been injured doing that shit, which they're fucking crazy. They got the whole shit on their property with the jumps and all that, and it's pretty buck, man.
Oh yeah.
But now you've been doing this for 4 years. Who would you say is maybe your favorite or most known opponent in the ring? Like, who have you wrestled that you feel is like kind of your crowning achievement so far?
I mean, at Knox, we don't have a ton of girls training with us. It is mostly guys, so I do wrestle guys a lot. But I do.
Oh, you do intergender matches, or okay.
That's badass, though. I miss those matches.
But I do. There's a girl that I train with. Her name is Gisette Marie. Mm-hmm. She's amazing. She's so tough. She knows so many. Like she is like her number one is Eddie Guerrero. So she's just such a technician, and she's so great, and she's just such like I learn so much every time when I wrestle with her, and like did you keep up with her in the ring or what? Oh, she can run circles around me, but like, that's what you want. You want to work up to someone. You don't want someone to work down to. You want to work up with someone.
You don't get better working with somebody. That's
exactly. So like she might not feel the same about me, but I love working with her.
As long as you hold up your end, though.
Yeah. And she knows if I fuck up, she can lay a stiff ass one in me to kind of. All right, let's go.
That's what you get. I'm kidding.
But no, I love working with Gisette. I learn the most with her, and that's my favorite. Is when I come out of a match where I'm like,
right?
No,
absolutely.
But I did. There's this other promotion in Los Angeles called Suburban Fight Pro Wrestling.
Never heard of it.
And they put on like hardcore shows and stuff. And they just recently started putting on wrestling shows, but it's in a bar and there's no ring. So that's like the shtick is like, and it'll be like match, band, match, band, match, or something. So it'll be like
that here
that's pretty cool.
One time with 2CW, they have this. There's this local hard rock and metal station and based out of Syracuse. You probably heard of it, 95X, I think.
Oh yeah.
They have the 95X Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
And they had it one year at Baldwinsville. I think it's the Paper Mill Island, which it's a cool little spot by the water and. That's what they did. They had the fest with the, one band, one match. And it was on opposite ends of the whole, venue.
Yeah.
And it made people, watch both.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
I mean, it's like, well, you're here the whole day.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? So maybe you don't like music or rock, or maybe you don't like wrestling.
But it's going to be fun.
Everybody, 90% of the people kept migrating back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. This is actually a fucking genius business idea. Like, I actually always wanted to do that, like throw like a hip hop festival with wrestling. But then when I found out what you have to do that with the state athletics commission and all that, I'm like, not the budget.
They couldn't even book no compliance.
If anyone's running a local promotion, you should support it.
Yeah.
Because it's
absolutely.
So much work, so much money, such a cost. Yeah.
And I try to go to as many other shows as I can. I got my homeboy Ben Hameen. He's a super heel, and he wrestles for multiple.
He brings heel to a new level.
Oh, to a new level.
He really does.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
He portrays a Saudi Arabian character that's very anti-American and. Real political.
People hate that, I'm sure.
Another friend of ours, Jason Massey, he's a referee. He's the best referee one of the best I've ever seen, to be honest with you. I don't know why he's not somewhere else. But
refs are so underrated. They're very so underrated. Important in a match. They really, really are.
I think if you really know wrestling and you're like really, really a fan that's really enthralled in the whole thing, I mean, you have to have the whole package.
Well, it's almost hard because when you're a good ref, you're not noticed. Like, that's what makes you a good ref is like you're making this match happen and you're staying out of the way and you're not.
I do, because I don't know why. I've just always been a fan of like
the Hebners.
Yeah.
The Hebners were awesome.
I'm an 80s baby. I'm an 80s kid. So, Earl Hebner was the fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I watched like some NWA because it was on TV here and there, like Tommy Young and all that. You know what I mean? But, Earl Hebner and all them. And then, I'm having a fucking brain fart. But what's his name there? Little Nate there.
I was just
Charles Hebner.
Robinson.
Or Robinson. Yeah, I don't know why.
Ever since Slayer called Little Nate, I can't get that on my brain. But he's awesome too.
Well, even people like Bill Alfonso was a good ref back in the day, and look at the nutcase he turned into.
He was a good ref. I liked this character in ECW.
Oh, it was great.
The fact that he blew the whistle throughout every match, like, all right, it's enough, man.
See, that's why I like it. Like annoying shit like that doesn't bother me.
That's bad heat. Like you ruined my experience for.
Nah, dude, I'm that person who's annoying people to that extent. So like that didn't bother me at all.
Because that was worse than Jimmy Hart with the fucking megaphone, But
so good.
Anyway,
yeah, dude. My girlfriend will literally take water bottles away from me because I'll sit there going.
Referees do matter, is what I'm saying. Mike Chioda. Awesome fucking right. He started out as he was setting up rings for them in the late 80s,
Yep.
And what's cool about it is a lot of these guys could do it till they're in their like mid to late 50s.
Yeah.
Or even older sometimes, but that's pretty cool. So there is a lot of, legendary referees. I mean, Jesus, they had a heel referee before in WCW, Nick Patrick, and
Oh my God.
NWO, he's NWO referee.
Yeah.
Enough about referees, but anyway.
They are important.
They are important. Now, is you being a heel in the ring, because you're obviously a heel in real life. I don't even like her, but no, I'm kidding. But I'm just kidding. Have you ever,
He's gonna have a black eye next to you.
She's hardcore, man.
If you're gonna give him the spitting forearm, do it now before the thing.
He's tapping.
Just hit him with it. It's fine.
Only if you buy a shirt for $20 for cancer.
Oh, shit.
If you pay $50 for cancer, I'll knock him out.
Hey.
People want to see that.
You know what's weird?
How much money do I have on me? Gary, are you trying to go halves on this?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to
I'll
up
buy
it.
my own damn shirt. Give it to you. You knock him out.
Tight.
But you being a terrible person of a wrestler, have you ever taken out any referees?
Like in real life or?
No. Have you ever
Don't yell at me.
No, in a match.
I'm sure I've been the cause of them getting hit. I'm trying to think if I personally have ever hit a ref in the ring.
You don't remember a lot, do you?
You try getting
She gets
thrown
hit
around.
around. She got to take bumps.
Yeah.
Well, she does live in L.A. Are you pro marijuana?
Sure.
Oh, there you go. She can't remember nothing. She's a pothead.
Oh, no, I don't smoke.
All them LA people.
I don't.
Them fancy actors and their marijuana.
I've smoked like 3
They're
times in my
edibles.
life. All 3 times were zero fun and like instantly made me go to sleep.
Oh, man.
So I just feel like
Are you
it's
a drinker,
wasted on
or
me.
Are you a straight edge person?
I'm not straight edge, but I barely drink anymore. I used to be a heavy drinker.
You're a healthy human being.
Yeah, at this point, I don't drink because it's like, bad calories for you.
Yeah.
But
okay.
like in my mid-20s, I was just too broke to drink. And then it just turned into
Living in L.A., right?
Exactly.
Healthy human being. You say marijuana makes me unhealthy? Is that what you're telling me
No,
here,
I meant
Sean?
the drinking part.
Oh,
No,
just the drinking part,
Yeah.
He's all right.
So like I might have a like very, very occasional drink. Like I don't remember the last time I had a drink, but
No, that's good. Good for you.
I just, it just, I'd rather eat like pizza instead of drink a beer.
Oh, my God.
know?
Pizza is so good.
Yeah. I don't blame you there.
Yeah.
How is the pizza in California? Does it compare to New York?
It doesn't.
That's not a real question. I'm also vegan, so it's different for me. But
Yeah.
don't owe
Well,
that.
there's got to be some New Yorkers
Saving the
that
world
like.
and you're ruining it.
There's got to be some New Yorkers like me that
get
thought
the
about it,
deal.
like, yo, I could run the pizza market in California.
I don't know why
No,
there
but
isn't.
I heard they do have some good, like, their style of pizza. They have, like, gourmet shit or something.
Oh yeah, well they got like the
It probably
vegan
is
type of
good.
pizzas with like this and that
The
on it.
water's
that-
different. They can't do it.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's true. Everyone says it, but I feel like it's not true. There's a
No, I can't imagine that that's true
There's a
because it's
place-
just the temperature. You could change the temperature of water.
There's a place called Garage,
no,
and they're
water,
like, oh,
water has a
mineral
lot to do with
content.
it. When I
The
first
mineral
started
content in
traveling and
water.
eating in
Oh,
different
really?
areas,
I thought it was just the
of country,
like it makes your skin weird and your hair weird when
yeah,
you
and
take a shower.
it almost smells
It tastes
different,
different.
tastes different,
Yep.
and it's whatever you're accustomed to. Though,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe somebody that was like born and bred in L.A. would disagree, but I mean, who cares? New York pizza, everybody knows is the fucking
It is.
best.
It
But
is.
There's really not a
It's-
question.
if you go
It's not a
downstate, they
question.
hate on upstate New York. So
Oh, of course.
we still have some great pizza up here too. I mean,
Yeah.
it just depends on where you go.
Mm-hmm.
But
So one thing we always ask anyone who comes on, and you already mentioned
gauntlet.
No, you already mentioned some of your favorites. We always ask everyone like their top 10 or their top 5, even if they don't want to do a whole top 10. But like, so all-time favorite wrestlers. Do you have like we
yeah.
said?
I mean, like all
Tuna.
time, like truly all time,
Yeah,
probably
that's
Stone Cold that I could
Right,
watch every match and take
Really?
something away from
Yeah.
every match. I love Stone Cold so much. I feel like that's such like a everybody's favorite wrestler is Stone
and it's
Cold.
weird because
Believe it or
he's
not,
really
not on my top 10.
that good.
Really?
No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I
Are
love
you
the man.
serious?
I love him, but he's not on my top 10.
He's so like well
No,
rounded.
it's funny. I thought
Yeah.
he was a better wrestler when he was stunning Steve Austin.
well, yeah.
Well, that's
He was
because
a
he had the
better
neck injury,
entertaining
though.
I mean, I
Right.
think he'll even say that.
He was a better entertaining character as Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So it's like which is awesome. You have 2 great careers
He
almost.
said that.
like-
Well,
I've heard him say it.
Yeah, like he says that,
I've
and like
heard him say it.
that reason is age. Like when you get older, you work smarter. You're not gonna take
Who
as
would
many
be
bumps.
your other 4? Can you think of off top?
Definitely, Shawn Michaels. Definitely Chyna is on there. Definitely Luna's on
Yoko.
there.
What drew you to Yokozuna being such a big fan of him?
I think because I was a really fat little kid and he was just like
Were you
this
really?
fat guy that was just like smashing everyone.
Oh, that's why you don't
He was-
drink and
he
eat a
was the
lot
big
of
heel.
bad food.
He was so big. He was like this.
But he moved
was like
really well.
He did, but he was like the juggernaut at the same time. Like he'd stand in the corner, you were in this corner. He's gonna slam you into the corner and then sit on your chest. Like
Yeah,
that was, like,
I used to like jump off the top of my couch on my uncle.
When I was little and kayfabe was real, I could not understand how people liked heels. I would be so
neither
pissed
did
if
I.
a
I didn't
heel
get
was
it.
cheered.
See,
I
like
didn't
Cole.
understand
I
it
like Cole
whatsoever.
Piper.
I was like,
You
this
know?
I love
asshole
Rock
just like
Piper.
low blowed a ref and did this and that and
Yeah.
like.
And
You could be
I
a
didn't
face
get
and
it.
cheat. I didn't mind Eddie cheating, and like when Regal,
Oh, that double standard.
when it is too, because when Regal
good
became
guy
a face
does
and he
it.
stopped using the knucks, I was like, "Yo, what happened to these knucks? You should be using
that
these
was
now."
actually genius because he was making it look like the bad guy cheated. So he cheated him out of the win, but he did what made the ref think what he would have thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
It's almost like reverse psychology
So
with
deep.
the ref. You know, it's really cool.
But I don't know. He just stopped using the brass knucks when he became a face. I was like, why would you stop? People love you now. Like,
that's like, well,
yeah, but if you're using it against heels, who cares, dude?
I guess
the people you're using it against are assholes and are going to cheat against you anyway. So I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I remember when I was younger, like finding out like it wasn't real. I had an uncle, but I didn't care.
Yeah, you're still gonna watch it,
but it wasn't even.
I'm sure there's some weirdos out there that stopped, you know. But it's like
it was like when I found out Santa. Like I love Christmas. I don't remember when I found out Santa wasn't real.
But you didn't give up Christmas, did you?
No, I love
you know?
Christmas so much, like obnoxiously.
Yeah, the same thing. That's where it's true. I don't remember when I found out Santa wasn't real, and I don't remember when I found out that wrestling was scripted.
I just remember.
I remember both.
It was only a few years ago.
The vernacular, though, of when people say, "Oh, you know, it's fake," it's not fake. It's scripted. There's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate that.
No,
I
you
still hate that vernacular. You know,
no,
it's the same.
When you're taking bumps like that, like you're taking real hits.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
You can't fake a power bomb.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day,
it's still physical.
It's
It's still you're getting hurt. You're still risking yourself. It's just predetermined.
It's a work. But
you're still taking these moves.
No, I know.
Let me tell you, like,
out of it. It's not fake. It's scripted. It's
okay,
different.
you mean fake?
Yeah, but
tits,
non-wrestling.
Right? I see what you're saying.
Non-wrestling fans don't really know the difference to those words anyway. So you saying it's not fake, that scripted doesn't really do any justice.
It's like,
what you need to say is so what?
Like, okay, that's physical, but it's still fake.
Yeah, but if you just say, I heard this from
real.
I heard this from Heyman too. If you just say so what to them, that's their whole fucking argument. They have nothing to say if you say so what. You know.
I've never been ashamed of liking wrestling. I've had my balls busted for liking wrestling.
Oh, I have too.
I'm the type of guy I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But some people they're very embarrassed over it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's cool now. I feel like it's cool now.
It's not because
if you're a Bullet Club fan, it is.
As many people
Okay, that's all for me.
Nice thing to
Have a
say
good
to the
day.
wrestler. Nice thing to say to the wrestler.
As many people as I know, a lot of them are still like, I don't watch it, and I'm like, wait a minute. The reach that this has globally, the viewership, the sales, all that. I'm like, this shit is a household name, right? It's a household product. But how come most people on the street say they don't watch it? I think they lie. Ultimate Warrior said his stepfather used to watch. He'd catch him watching. He'd change the channel real quick. I think a lot of people out there are closet wrestling fans.
There's some people, but there's just a lot of people who don't give a shit. Like my brother, for example, who's like a huge punk rock fan, so that's where I got that from.
Yeah.
But he recently just sent me a Green Day hoodie for my birthday, and he was like, "Oh, I hope you don't think Green Day's corny anymore, but you still watch wrestling." So yeah. And that, you know, it's pretty much just a joke message, but I mean, he doesn't take it seriously at all. He just thinks it's the wackest shit in the world, you know?
It's terrible because it's fake. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
But no, there's a lot of people that just
wrestling.
he's never gonna understand it, and you just got to kind of accept that fact, you know?
It's the real. It's a real contact and you know, physical sacrifice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't sit there and say, well, I don't get why people say this is fake, because they don't care about it. So to them, it's like, whatever, it's fake.
Well, because
like, no,
it is fake, yeah.
I'm not sitting there watching it thinking it's real the whole time, where it's like they're really mad at each other and they're really hurting each other.
No, I want to see a good work.
Intentionally. You see what I'm saying?
There
You know what I
are
mean?
times when, you know, there is actual heat between people when they just don't like that person.
When they potato you or whatever it's called. But I get that. I've been told that.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm saying from the outside looking in, it's like, I don't watch wrestling the whole time going, fuck you, it's not fake. They're really mad at each other. They're really trying to hurt each other. I know that it's a work. But I know what's real about it, like you said. You know, the pain and, you know what I mean? Or somebody might really be mad at you and kind of, you know, really lay it in. I get that. So, yeah, I'm kidding. I don't normally go, hey, it's fake. I go, I say what he says. You know, it's predetermined, scripted, you know. For real. But, you know, at the end of the day,
you're going to get the finisher at the end of the show.
No, I'm just saying it. At the end of the day,
Told you, me and Garrett are going halves, dude.
Yeah.
I also understand why people that don't like it say it's fake, because that's all I meant.
I mean, my argument when I was a kid was like, you watch movies.
Right.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go, oh, look at that.
Yeah, you're not like,
oh, that's CGI, bro. That's CGI.
That guy didn't really get shot because he's still alive. Like, no shit.
If anything, what I hate the most when people say that don't like wrestling is, you're watching a bunch of guys in their underwear. I'm like, first of all, Okay.
Look at
You
how hard
sound
they
mad
work on their
homophobic.
physique.
No, I'm kidding. No, but it's like, dude, I don't look at it like
What's the difference with football? It's tights. You see their asses hanging out.
I know, but I don't look at it like that. If anything, I've never said, hey, they're in their underwear. It's like they're tights. You know?
Right.
Or their ring gear, you know.
If
like
that
ring
person
attire,
watches
you know?
porn, they have nothing to say.
Well, it's like, dude, if you're looking at, if you're
that's all I
watching
gotta
this
say
and the
about
whole
it.
time that's what you're getting out of it and noticing about it, I think maybe you're watching the wrong shit. You know, you should be watching like some gay porn or some shit. You know what I mean?
I think you should just be admiring their physique because most of them are so ripped.
Physical specimen.
Dude, yeah.
That's dedication right there.
It's insane. Like it's.
I can't imagine
determination, dedication,
and especially to be able to like maintain that while you're traveling so much,
Yeah.
not being, you know, it's like one thing if you're like stationary and you can do every, like, you know, have all your meals regimented.
To their discipline. That's it's
Yeah.
definitely really cool, and I've always admired that.
Well,
too,
that
you know,
that's what's crazy because they still eat somewhat shitty because after Raw and SmackDown, the only places that are open are like fucking like Wendy's and
yeah, but
shit,
you could get a grilled chicken sandwich. With
you
no,
can, but
or
still,
lettuce,
it's still not that.
I feel like most of them are getting.
You're going to the gym in the morning, so you're burning it off anyway, right?
Yeah, but I feel like most of them are getting like meal plans in their, or like, you know, things ordered to like their hotels and stuff, or like in catering they're like taking a second box of like good food so they don't have.
So the guys that complain about going through a drive-through are assholes. Then
they need to take a
old
lesson
school.
from Jim Cornette, dude, on how to eat.
Yeah, right. He's shit. He's probably had to have a fucking angioplasty. Or
He has a whole shoot interview on YouTube about like Wendy's French fries.
I feel like I haven't heard the word
recipe.
angioplasty until like I come back to upstate New York. I feel like,
what?
I don't know. I just never hear that word, and that just sounded wicked New York when you said it. I was like,
we're smarter up here. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not as laid back as you Cali people, okay? We got shit to do here in New York.
Shit.
As long as I don't sound like a Valley girl on this.
Oh,
I did a podcast like two months
you
ago,
don't
and I
sound
listened
like
back
one.
to it, and I've sounded like a Valley girl, and I was so bummed.
You look like one. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna knock him out for $5. So get those. Get those.
$5.
Do it.
It's just dropping.
No offense to my LA people. Though, you know? I got friends in LA. So,
All right,
you know.
so a couple more things here before we wrap up.
What do we
a couple
got? We got
comments
5
on here
minutes?
by Dave Bandish that's been watching. And like he said, he doesn't have the desire like to watch it anymore. If it, he'll tune in, but you know that's him.
You just
and,
keep watching Wrestle Fandom Radio podcast.
Yeah,
That's all you got.
as long as you watch us, you know that's fine. We'll let you know about the good stuff that's going on. He also said in an earlier comment that he thinks Holly Holm's going to win because that's what happened last time Rousey was favored. That's a good comment.
But Holly Holmes isn't in it.
I know,
But that's the point.
That's
But
the
It's not
joke.
a good joke. Sorry.
It's a good joke.
She's good.
What if she was somewhere involved in the event? I
It's
don't
a-
know.
Yeah, what if she shows up and just enters
spin
herself in
kicks
the
her head
match?
and knocks her out.
I'll allow it.
But, all right, so then the other thing we got to talk about down also in the comments, you will see. Everyone who's watching down in the comments, you're going to see a link to donate to Real Men Wear Pink. Which the whole network is doing. So please donate. It's to help fight cancer. Anything helps. But if you do donate right now for the rest of October, we got a few shirts to give away. So these are the T-shirts. Check these out. All right?
Oh, that's
Wow.
nice.
Yes. We got the D logo. We got the guys who made them. This is one of our sponsors made them right here. Check it out. See, it's Seasonal Sports. They are awesome. So if you donate $20, take a screenshot of everything that, you know, that your essential like receipt, post it to any one of our Facebook pages, to write to Wrestle Fandom Radio, to the Disruption Network itself, doesn't matter. However you show us, and you get a T-shirt. You donate it to a good cause, and you get a T-shirt.
And I'll do anything for a free
Sweet.
T-shirt. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So,
Show me your tit
You might
shot.
not want to say that on the air.
I've been drinking a lot lately.
So, but yeah, so we want to thank you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
me.
Tuna.
for
And
hosting.
informing us what
yeah.
it's like to break into the biz and
Oh, wait a
Painful.
minute. What's your? Do you got a
Plug your
website,
shit.
social media? Like
Yeah,
plug
yeah.
your shit.
All right. I am on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Tuna Teeth, TEETH. I am on Facebook. I keep that updated for all of my, upcoming matches. If I do podcasts such as this, if I have merch, and that is just facebook.com/added Tuna, ATTITUNA.
Any Twitter or anything?
Nah,
No?
I know I should. It's bad.
No,
to have it
it's
as a
all
wrestler.
good. Well, as a wrestler, yeah, you gotta have a Twitter.
I know.
But.
Well, when there's like 6 different sites too, it's just like who the hell wants to keep?
And it's gonna be the
that
same
shit,
info.
you know?
It's a
lot of
right? It's
stuff.
all the same.
But
yeah.
there's a lot of wrestlers on Twitter.
Yeah,
But anyway.
it really is. I get yelled at all the time for it. I should get my shit together.
Hell yeah. And your main promotion out in L.A.?
Knox Pro.
Knox Pro.
Everything, their handle is at Knox Pro. KNOKXPRO.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you're back out this way visiting family.
Anytime.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
welcome
we
to
go
come back
every
on,
other Wednesday,
definitely.
So if you want to
Awesome.
come back and
Hell yeah.
show up and hit Sean, you know.
Yeah, hopefully we weren't too
Whatever
annoying.
you got to do, whatever you feel like you got to do, you know.
I'll give him a heads up so he can prep so it's a fair fight. So you know, it's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake.
It's fake.
fake.
That
I'm
black
gonna
eye's
wear
fake,
padding
son.
under my shirt like they do, like they put under the ring. You know what I mean?
You could be like,
under the canvas.
I want
you
you
know?
to
nah,
so
go a
bad,
step
isn't that right?
further. You could be like
I want
Road
you to
Dog
feel
when
what
he
that
had.
feels like so bad.
We'll
be
get
like-
some of those tinfoil chairs. No.
Be like Road Dog when he had that feud with China and he wore the metal cup or whatever.
Yeah,
so let's
yeah,
go
yeah,
low
yeah,
blow
yeah.
him.
But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to pull
Who's
out the
the real
foreign object.
heel here? What's going on?
I'm going to pull out the foreign object.
I'm the heel. He's just the asshole.
And-
Yeah,
She's
Sean,
gonna be-
yeah, I was about to say,
she's gonna
Sean
get
brings
caught
out the
in the
asshole
tuna
in me,
net.
too. So.
Wait, are you trying to talk? Nope.
No, they're over talking
What?
me. It's because I'm the star of the show.
That's what it is, right? Right? Oh, no.
All right, that's it. Hit the bell.
Well, yeah,
We're done. We
we're
want to
good.
thank
I think we're all set for time, though.
We
Yep,
want to thank
perfect.
the sponsors. We want to thank the Mills Seasonal Sports, the Vigneto
Thank you.
Illustrated Studios, and GT Cornerstone Security. So, yeah, thank you. You guys make the show happen. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Tuna, for coming on. We
Thank you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And we will catch you in a couple weeks.
Boom.
Bye.
Yeah, bud.
Got everything?
We did it.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends, knowing through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA? What you think of the E? Who's the best in Ring of Honor? Who's in NXT? Also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro. AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show. We do this for the love and show it locally. This is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views. Talk about your favorite show. Hear about who made the news. Latest on the internet. What's the shooter? What's the work? Who's the champ's biggest threat? Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views. Talk about your favorite show. Hear about who made the news. Latest on the internet. What's the shooter? What's the work? Who's the champ's biggest threat? Do you hate Roman Reigns? Who's the best in the Shield? Will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel? We Young Bucks and Bullet Club, and I'm signing with Vince. World Wrestling Entertainment dotted line on the Prince. Will Kenny Omega make his debut in the States? Taking AJ's title, grave his name on the plates. Will Jericho retire? Who will ever beat Brock Lesnar? Will he re-sign? Who will be his top contender? Will CM Punk return again for one more match? Maybe headline WrestleMania for one more stretch? Maybe HBK, you could keep Ric Flair. Finally get the 1, 2, 3 with a pin over Taker. Will Daniel Bryan stay being cleared to compete? Will they break Asuka's streak? Is she fearing defeat? So many questions to be answered. Got the 411 Wrestle Fandom Radio, and there's a lot more to come. Check us out. Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views. Talk about your favorite show. Hear about who made the news. Latest on the internet. What's the shooter? What's the work? Who's the champ's biggest threat?
Help the D make strides against breast cancer by donating to our Real Men Wear Pink page, main.acsevents.org/Utica. It's important for us as a whole to help raise awareness, education, and do our part to help fight this horrible disease. The Disruption team will be raising funds at upcoming events and all our daily programming. Please support our cause by donating a few dollars to our Real Men Wear Pink page. To learn more, visit main.acsevents.org/Utica or follow the donation link on our Facebook page. Help the D, save the B's, and put an end to breast cancer.
Thank you for your service, you're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely's, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Cluse, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.